Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to talk about sacralisation. Sacralisation is a congenital condition which many people suffer all around the world. It's a condition that the lower vertebra L5 usually fuse with S1 vertebra. In this condition, the patient can have a variety of symptoms, and not every patient has a similar symptoms or basically sign. But in this video, I have a client who was working with me online from India. Shanu has been working with me for around 6 months. He was suffering from sacralisation for quite a long time. And in this video, we're talking about his recovery, what we've done for him to get him back to full capacity. And also at the end of this video, he's going to share with you his top tips about his injury and what really helped him to get back in his full capacity. If you're suffering from sacralisation, you need to understand that we do not fix this condition with rehab plan. You basically manage it similar to many other conditions that we have with back pain. But when you start to understand the management protocol and what really works for you, you start to see a more better day in regards to your day-to-day activity, and you can stay pretty active and go back even to the gym. Shubhanshu, he's a really stick to the plan, and now he's going to share with you his story, and I would definitely suggest you to watch this video until the end. If you're suffering from this condition, you can always leave me comments underneath of this video. We can discuss your condition, and if you need further assistance, we can always organize an online consultation and we can get you started right away. Let's get started. Shavanshu, we gonna start with like we've been working together for like I think 6 months now, 5.5 months, and we are kind of like reaching to the point that I see a huge amount of progress into your routine, into your activities, and I would love to share, I suppose, your progress with people who's watching usually my channel and watching the stories. Maybe we start with your own story. What happened initially? What was your injury that you contacted me, and then we can move on forward.
Initially, it was not that. Initially, when it happened, it was a lot of pain. Right. Eventually, it subsided with some rest. I didn't take any medication or any consultation at that point in time. I was managing it with some bit of yoga. At that point in time, after 6 months, I started doing my cardio, but not too intense. But later on, when my schedule changed and there was a lot of travel involved, again the flare up happened, and I reached out to Bob. Right, I got a referral from one of my very good friends, which was previously had was in touch with Bob, and he was recovering well. So that's how I got in touch with Bob, and he guided me, in a very detailed way, helped me, to understand what the problem is, how it can be tackled, and yeah, the journey so far it's been like some 20 weeks now. Uh, the pain is very much manageable. The recovery is almost 90% plus. Uh, Even though my travel schedule is hectic as of now. But yeah, the pain that I used to have previously, which almost made me, just go to bed and do nothing. It's now
Exactly.
manageable to a point that it's just a good night's sleep and taking care of my diet and keeping hydrated. I'm good to go for the next day. So,
Got you. Got you.
the
And
recovery happens now.
that's amazing, man. Delighted to hear that. Shavanshu, like when you initially got this injury, when did you knew about it? Like I suppose the first time that they told you you have something going on with your back.
Yeah. So I think in 2023, March is when I had an episode of immense pain in my lower back.
2020, 2015, basically.
So yeah, so the first one, yes, yeah, start with the very first one for that matter. So I think it was in 2014,
14.
2014 November, is what I remember. Uh, that was at that point in time, my age was somewhat so what, 18, 19, right? And I just rested a bit, did, you know, normal heat compression and cold compressions, and within
Gotcha.
6 months, the recovery was full 100%, and I
Gotcha.
resumed back uh, my daily routine of going to the gym, working out, and ever since there was no problem. But again, the problem, resurfaced in 2023, right? And
2023.
at this point in time, it didn't recover on its own. Of course,
Gotcha.
it's due to my age. Now I'm 30 years old, right? So yeah, it's been almost 12 years apart when they
Yes,
resurfaced. Now, of course, the management of pain is a lot different what it was back in 2014,
of
right?
course.
So, uh, regime of exercise suggested by Bob, diet, routine, hydration, supplements, right? I think anything and everything that has to do with my pain management that Bob suggested has helped me, reach to a point where I'm comfortably sitting right now, in my sofa
Delighted to hear that.
without
Yeah.
without feeling anything.
Delighted to hear that, man. And Swanshu, when they basically made the diagnosis, when you got your MRI scan, what they explained it to you and what they suggest you actually, did they give you clarity of what's going on with your back? Because like your MRI scan, you had like a spondylolisthesis with pars defect, grade 2, and that in that level L4 or 5, you had a kind of disc herniation as well. Did they really clarify and for you understand what's going on with your back and what's the management protocol?
Right. They did actually. I think I got an X-ray done consulted a doctor who was a spine
Yes,
doctor in India.
yes,
A very good one. But the only thing that he suggested me is not to go ahead with any surgery, uh, which is the usual course of action
yes,
doctors suggest in order to have the issue fixed, right? But
yeah,
the complications and the after effects of surgery can be very detrimental, and he suggested me that not to go ahead with the surgery since the pain that I was having at that point in time was getting managed with, some bit of yoga and diet. But yeah, as soon as my travel pattern changed, I
hmm,
switched jobs and my travel is now immense. Right? The issue resurfaced, and of course, the thing that they suggested for the surgery, right? It's very tough because I never wanted to have a surgery
got you.
because the complications can be detrimental. Uh, I think connecting with you, Bob, has been one of the you know inflection point in my recovery, right? And yeah, after started consulting you, and the type of guidance that you have given me to manage my pain, the 20-week rehab plan that we have done, and that too online, right? Initially, I was
Exactly.
also very skeptical that whether an online program will help or not. But yeah,
Yeah,
since it one of my very good close friend, I suggested that don't
yes,
worry, he has already done it, and I've seen it very closely, right, throughout his journey where he
yes,
started initially when he was lying on bed and not able to move at all to a position where he's right now, going for rides and by several hundred kilometers.
I know.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
remarkable change in recovery that gave me confidence to go
of
ahead
course.
and opt for the rehab plan, and yeah, the benefits that I am currently that I could see are just phenomenal.
Absolutely. Yeah. But the beauty is that, Jean, like, like I talk this with a lot of my patients is that, like, when you go to the physio and get treatment, hands-on treatment, there's a huge difference between online and doing it in the clinic because in many cases, people who has back pain, they have this belief that they have to get treatment, manual therapy to adjust or fix their back. And that should be something like a maintenance plan that they do for whole their life because they have had some sort of back pain. But the power and the strength of the online rehab, which I really try to explain this to my patient, is that you actually regain that confidence that I can do things by doing things in a day-to-day basis, which I think it has so much value, and it made me to really invest in this rehab plan a lot. Why? Because it's hugely helped my patient. Even people who are in my clinic, who comes face to face to me, I suggest them to follow a similar method rather than to get treatment. There are some cases that they need some sort of treatment, with no doubt, and we're not trying to ignore that. But in a chronic back pain, and you have had this for quite a long time, and came back at you again, and we know the diagnosis, we know what causing your symptoms, we know what your lifestyle look like. Getting you independent and be able to work around your busy schedule and follow a plan, you know what I mean, that make you independent is hugely valuable. And beside the fact that you improving your pain and symptoms, and we're going to discuss about it in a minute. But you start to see, actually, you know what? I can actually maintain my work, travel, go for a work trip, and still be able to be functional, not be in agony.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
initially, well, that was a huge deal because you were
Yeah.
always had this fear that can I travel and do things, or how this going to be, etc. But maybe just give people a little bit of insight. How was the symptoms when we start you, Shamashu? Like a little bit more in details. Like what was you experiencing?
On a scale of 10, the pain was almost 8 to 9. Uh, it was a pain that was there constantly throughout the day. Even when I'm waking up, the pain was there. That too of of severity, right?
Hmm.
And even at that point in time, I was traveling and sitting. It was a constant pain, and there was always a fear that whether I'll be able to, walk without pain ever, sit without pain.
Yes,
For that matter, if I wake up tomorrow, whether I'll be pain free or not.
I
So
get you.
the level of fear was very high. The level of pain was very high, and it was a constant, fear in the head whether I'll be able to do work and
Mm.
manage my life without pain over. So, of course, when it started, it was very gloomy for me. The confidence level was low, right? To do to have confidence to do even daily routine things was a challenge. Is what I felt at that.
Exactly. And what was kind of like your daily like schedule was before? Like were you active in that stage, or where like injury were giving you a chance to do anything actually?
Injury was not giving me any chance to do anything. I had to, constantly vigilant of my posture, of my way of standing, way of sitting, how I'm placing my next feet while I'm walking.
Hmm.
Right? It was of that uh, critical at that point in time. So,
Of course.
yeah, when it started, was not a bearable pain, not a manageable pain.
Yeah,
Was disrupting my daily routine to be like.
exactly. And if you look at the comparison from where you started until now, how much do you think your day-to-day activity has changed?
It has changed drastically. Um, that too in a very positive way. Right? I'm sitting here on sofa talking to
Yeah.
you. I think that was something unimaginable when we started. I used to sit on floor
Yeah, I
while
remember that.
keeping my hands back to support my
Yes,
spine so that I don't feel pain. Right. So yeah, the journey and the pain that has subsided and become has become manageable is of
That's amazing.
immense
Yeah,
multifold. Right?
absolutely.
So yeah, some things that were unimaginable and as simple as sitting on the sofa and talking to someone
I
was
know. Was
was
difficult.
a dream at that point in time.
I know, I know. One of the things that I wanted to explain here, Shmanshu, this is a very common question that I get on the channel or in social media about spondylolisthesis, which is a very common injury that many people has it, and it's very common in athletes, and especially athletes who do high velocity sports like gymnastic, baseball, basketball, tennis, and any sports that bring the basically back to severe amount of repetition of hyperextension or extension can
Right.
cause actually a burst effect, and depends on the severity of injury. There are different grades from grade 1 to grade 4, and many people do not understand that to a very severe cases up to even level 3, grade 3 spondylolisthesis, you can actually manage this conservatively without any surgery, and many people can live with that without any issue. But there are so many protocols that you need to require to get to that level to be able to be functional, and such as what we've done with yourself is create a plan for you that you can follow day-to-day basis. We're not trying to fix the spondylolisthesis grades, we're not trying to fix it or adjust that bone or bring it back to its own position, because there's a myth that we are trying to fix it. No, it's not about that. We try to manage your symptoms, improve your overall strength, your core strength, and create clarity for you. What are the things that bother your back, which aggravate your symptoms, and what are the things that actually help your back? And by having that clarity, you have much more, I suppose, a routine that help you, that does not aggravate your symptoms. I don't know how much would you be able to maybe explain for people how much you've changed your routine since we start you.
Okay. So I think the changing routine and like you said, building core strength was one of the key things that helped. Routine, of course, to say having a relaxing sleep of up to 7-8 hours, right? Keeping yourself hydrated, having a propitious diet uh, at relevant time, of course, not very late
Yeah.
in the day or the night, right? And keeping a regime of exercise continuous
Yes.
in a disciplined way is what has
Discipline.
helped. Even
Consistency.
though, yeah, consistency is. Even though, for that matter, the last 2 weeks for me have been very hectic, right? And I've not been able to exercise, to give an example. But just by
Yes.
managing my diet, my hydration, and my rest, I have been able to
Yes.
manage my pain. So, yeah,
Amazing.
I think that is something phenomenal. But yeah, all the five things, including the routine, the exercise, and the four things, which is diet, having the food on time, hydration, and taking a good rest, is what helps manage the pain, strengthen your core, so that the improvement recovery is faster, and maintain it at the level where you can live a pain-free life. I'm not saying that you're not going to experience any pain. There could
Exactly.
be some pain, of course, but it is going to be manageable. It's not going to disrupt the activities or lower down your confidence. You'll
Absolutely.
know, and you will be able to anticipate that, okay, I have been working throughout the day. Now the pain can increase. Let me, have my food or have a good amount of water, and now is the time for me to, go to bed, so that by the morning, the pain
Recovery.
that I'm experiencing, the recovery will happen, and I'll be pain free tomorrow in the morning, and we'll be good to go for through the
Absolutely.
daily routine that I have.
Absolutely. No, that's a great point that you mentioned, Shivanshu, because sometimes the expectation of my patients can be, okay, I want to have zero pain, and zero pain, it is not realistic in regards to some type of injuries, because
Yes.
if you experiencing pain, in majority of cases, pain is not equal to damage, and it does not mean that you are causing some sort of tissue damage in some part of your body, or your disc is getting more extruded or herniated. You know what I mean? Because there's
Yes.
a fear of visual fear that that we have by reading too much information, and I suppose getting information from healthcare, like people that you meet so far, like I don't know, doctor, GP, consultant,
Yeah.
neurosurgeon, whoever you see, they give you some information, and that information is very valuable. But at the same time, it can be a little bit freak out your nervous system as well,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it gives you extra clarity about things that's going on. But as you mentioned, you're definitely right. Like those factors that you highlighted, I would call them building block of the rehab plan, because
Absolutely.
it's hugely help people like yourself
Yeah.
to get where they want to be, and in an active approach, which means you're not necessarily dependent to painkiller or some sort of like muscle relaxant, etc., to
Absolutely.
give you that window of opportunity that be
Yeah.
pain free. You actually build up your routine and you get stronger gradually. And I mean, we got to the point that we slowly get you started to go to the gym now. We're
Yeah.
planning to get you started to lift some weights. And one of the things that many of my patients ask me, all right, when will I be able to actually lift weight? Or sometimes they leave a message that lifting is very dangerous for the back. We shouldn't do it. We shouldn't do squats or deadlift, etc. And one of the things that I wanted to clarify here is that nobody jumped to the gym at the start of rehab plan, and it requires at least 5 to 6 months sometimes a recovery plan that we gradually build you up to the point that you gain confidence and get strength and you actually become fitter. Would you be able to say that Shamanshu, you're fitter than where we start you?
Absolutely. I think uh, better when we started, more confident from where we started. Fear almost negligible
Amazing.
because now you know the process, how to deal with the pain, and how to keep it subsided, right? And that's how you plan your daily life, daily routine. Uh, and absolutely, it's all about discipline, following the routine, and learnings from your mistakes. Right? It's not like
Exactly.
that I have not done mistake while doing the rehab plan. Even there was a huge flare up that happened in between, but yeah, it was 2, 3, I think a week. So it was very painful
Yes.
when I did something which was way out of the daily routine that I used to have. But yeah,
Yes.
it was managed. Bob helped me a lot to get through that difficult phase, and I think from there on, it was better. It all got better and better for me. The confidence, the pain subsided.
Yes.
Right? Fear got subsided, and the learnings that you get
Yes.
from your mistakes
That's definitely the
actually,
big deal.
yeah, that's a big help, right? Sometimes
100%.
Bob is telling you n number of things. You may hear
Yes.
some, and forget some. But yeah, when you make your own mistake and then again go back, and have confidence of what Bob is telling you, right? Actually, I think there on you have your own learnings and make uh, things better for you and learning for yourself, right?
Of
Because
course.
sometimes hearing things may not help you all the time, right? But definitely making your own mistakes, sticking to the rehab plan, asking for help, right?
Absolutely.
Helps you build your own things, own perspective, how you manage your own pain. Because everything,
Absolutely.
things can be different for different people, right?
100%. 100%.
Some people
That's a
may
very
need,
valid point. Yeah.
yeah, some people may require more sleep than better diet, right? But yeah, that
Absolutely.
balance is something that through the process, through the rehab plan, you have to figure out for yourself. But
I'm
yeah,
delighted to
you
hear
have
that.
to
Yeah.
have faith.
Thank you, Shawanshu. Like, I mean, generally, whatever you're mentioning there is so relevant, and it's very important for people to listen to this because you mentioned about flare up. You had some flare up during your rehab plan.
Yeah.
You have to really understand that by having those flare up, you learn so much about things that you need to follow and things that you
Yes.
shouldn't do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which means,
Absolutely. Yes.
like, especially for your pain management, that give you a lot of awareness, isn't it?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Which means
Definitely.
when we have a follow up, and you come up with the question that Bob, I done something and I had a bad flare up and I'm pretty sore right now. Okay, the question is that can you figure out and find out what actually caused that flare up is a huge deal for your recovery. And if you never understand and learn about that, you missing a big part of your lifestyle that cause issue in regards to your injury. It can
Yes.
be traveling, it can be stress, it can be sitting too much, it can be walking too much. There's a lot of things that could kind of like compromise your injury, you know what I mean? But by
Absolutely.
learning those small things, you start to become much more aware of what you have to do and when you need to take more rest. You mentioned when you need to take it easy, you know what I mean, or when you need to maybe be more focused on your diet and figure out, okay, maybe I'm not eating the right food, etc. um so we can talk about these things. I suppose I'm very excited with your recovery. I'm happy to see you in this stage. Generally, when I see my patients are getting to this stage that they become much more independent, that give me a lot of power and energy to even work harder on this whole system of recovery, because this has come along over 15 years of working and adjusting things around, and having people like yourself in the program who gave me, I suppose, data that is valuable, because we work with data and metrics, which is a lot of people think that I have some magic that people getting better. But as you can see now, there is a system in place there that people follow and they get better. There's no magical shortcut, quick fixes. It's all based on science and understanding your basically injury much more. What I always do now at the end of the basically our video, I ask people like yourself to share with people. I mean, you discussed about them earlier on. If you want to add on something on top, you can do that now. What do you think is the most important things that really help you with your recovery? Because there's a lot of people with spondylolisthesis, different grades, grade one, grade two, grade three, who email me, who text me. I had a lady just last week, she sent me her MRI. She was worried about her injury. What do you think was very beneficial for you that help you to get to this level? Just give them some bullet point that, I suppose, maybe 4 or 5 things that was beneficial for you.
First thing, like you said, right, measuring things, the data piece, right, is very important. Maintaining what you are doing. Of course, the plan that you share basis each individual's condition. Sticking to that is very important. Uh, Filling the information which is relevant for you to guide our individual for the next step of progress. That is important. That is true. Sticking to diet, sticking to all the nuances of rehab, not particularly just the exercise, but how you go about your day. Uh, it could be as little as having that coffee in the morning or not having that.
Yes,
Yes. So the detail of the plan, the detail of diet is important. The supplements that you are taking and sharing, sharing it back with you, the feedback, how those are working, that is very important. I think, and I think the way you right make it personal for an individual, right? I feel that has been the highlight for me of the rehab. That
customized rehab
you
plan.
make yes, you make it a point at your end. That's I feel is very kind of you, and very professional of you. That you make
Glad
it
to hear that.
personal at your end. That okay, how you are doing? You keep asking in between, ask for videos of sizes that individual is doing, how they are doing it, right? So I think the personalization and professionalism. right? With which you commit yourself to the rehab plan of an individual, and if the individual can, give it back, right, in correspondence, right, in
Yes.
the
Stick to it,
same
basically.
way, and stick to
Yeah.
it, right, with the same dedication that you are trying to, put the plan to help out, right? I think if those are followed religiously and constant constant I think those that can work magically.
Amazing. Amazing.
I'm using the word magically,
Yeah,
but
I
yeah,
know.
definitely it has a lot of things in background that we just talked
Yes.
about.
Of course, you're definitely right, and you're definitely right, and that's so important, Shwanshu, in regards to every single person need something specific for their routine. Obviously, it's a lot of work, that you have to gain awareness about it. You know what I mean? Like such as how much you walk, how much you sit, what's your stress level like, what do you eat, you know what I mean? And can you actually follow the exercises? What exercises are feeling good? What doesn't? You know what I mean? All of these are details that for each individual is different. You know what I mean? But I think the very important point that you mentioned is the consistency and having that traceable record on the plan make a huge, massive difference because that give you huge amount of awareness rather than just having a plan to what I need to do. And after following the plan for a long time, you actually start to become a routine for you, which means you wake up and
Yes,
you do the things autopilot. You know what I mean?
yes, yes, yes,
And that's so valuable because I think one of the things that we're missing in healthcare, and they're trying so hard to gain these with people who has any type of injury. I mean, I'm talking about back pain. Is that back pain is much more beyond your MRI scan and diagnosis that you get from MRI scan. Obviously, we look at that as a part of the puzzle and we correlate that with your symptoms, but the lifestyle changes that really can help you to improve your symptoms and injury and regain your confidence is hugely effective and so important in your recovery. But in many cases, people are missing it because the time of consultation that they had with the whoever practitioner, GP, chiropractor, what it's been very short, and that caused a lot of misleading, I suppose, messages for people because if they get enough time and a system to follow, they do get recovery. But the challenge is that we have to start this conversation right now in healthcare system to give people enough time in each consultation to be able to know that person a little bit more than
yeah,
just having a patient. You know what I mean?
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
it's not there at the moment, and because of so many reasons. But I think my goal is to create a system that people can gain actually that care. Because if it's a healthcare, that care has to be there because
Absolutely.
we are responsible about that, and you need to really put that extra minute or 5 minutes with patient to know them more and understand their lifestyle because if I just look at your pain as a diagnosis of your MRI scan, that gives me almost nothing in regards to how I'm able to help you. But when I know you as a person much more, and when I understand your challenges in your life, your work, your life stresses, you know what I mean, your social life, your family, you know what I mean, who actually you're spending time with, these are all things that hugely impact pain. And your recovery, I would have a higher chance to be able to help you. And that's the time that you're spending with me in each consultation that we dig in through that data, which is so valuable. And I think that keeps me excited because there's a lot of people who are getting recovered through the online rehab plan. And I guarantee you there's no one system in the world we have right now who does the same thing. I genuinely don't think it exists. If there is exists, please bring people and show them those results because people in YouTube think that I'm just paying you guys money to come and talk about these things. Generally, I swear to God, like this is the thing that I had with one of my patients
Uh,
on the other day, and he was asking me, listen, I was watching this video. This guy is a YouTuber and he's a very famous guy, Rob. He's a very good patient of mine, and we've been working similar to you, like 8, 9 months, and he had a huge herniation. And I'm gonna actually tag his video link underneath of this video to see him, because this patient asked me, Bob, did you pay him to come and just, genuinely, he was asking a
Okay.
question, and I was just saying like, listen, come on, man, like there's no such things, he had a
Yeah.
genuine injury.
Okay.
I show even his MRI scan before and after video that he had reabsorption, he got better. None of these people has been paid. there's no what is it called, made up stories. These are all real
Yeah. Yeah.
people,
Absolutely.
and whoever wants to contact them, I give them the details and contact details of their life, and they can contact them. Actually, they're real people who lives and they had injuries. You know what I mean? But like my goal is to have 1,000 testimonial video in my YouTube channel that really shows people things are possible to do if you follow a system. And
Yeah.
with a little of help, I mean, I get very excited about it, because we're creating something that has so much value for human like you who need help, and we don't have those tools at this moment in our healthcare system, because things are too short, too fast, and people looking for quick fixes. It's a culture, unfortunately. But when they have a little bit of information like what you gave them today, Shavanshu, I think that gives them a lot of hope that there is something that they can hopefully do. Shavanshu, I'm talking too much. I just want to know, is there anything else that you'd like to add on into our video?
I think what you just said, right? People saying that, okay, have you paid someone? I can truly, feel what they are, thinking in their head, because the recovery, the type of recovery, right, that we are talking about,
Yes.
of me, right, in this particular case, I could say magical, right? But why I'm able to say it magical, because 4 months back, I was not even able to sit properly on a
I know.
sofa. And I'm not, I'm right now sitting for more than half an hour and sitting with you over here, right? So
Yes.
it feels
Yes.
magical, but the way, right, it has been done has been very methodical, right? Data driven, and the type of professionalism and personal touch that you bring in, right? To know your patients, to know me, the time that you have
Absolutely.
invested to know me, what I
100%.
do, what is my routine, how much time I spend on subway to travel, right?
Absolutely.
I think those type of
Absolutely.
details that we have gone into to understand the person, the issue, and then putting a plan uh, customized to
Your
individuals,
needs. Yes.
a need. That has been done with a lot of experience that you have bring in,
Thank you.
helping out people. And
Thank
that's why
you.
I think it feels magical. But yeah, that's why I could sense his,
I know what I
the
mean.
person's,
Yeah, yeah.
psyche that he felt, okay, have you paid someone to say
I
that?
know. I know what I mean. And
But
this
yeah,
is so true what you're mentioning, Shawanshu. And honestly, I think people think that I do have answer to all the question, but generally I don't. Like, I work with a lot of people with back pain, and I learn from every single patient something. Even though you might think like we have all the answer to all the question. Even right now science doesn't have answer. Consideration of back pain is a very multi-billion dollar compensation every year from insurance companies, you know what I mean, and a lot of people suffer with it. Disability is really high with it, and the rates are keep going up and up, over the last 100 years. But the fact is that we still don't have a very solid data to really show people to what to do. And honestly, my goal is to, over the next 10 years, maybe we have an answer, you know what I mean? And if we don't change the system and how we're working with patient, we're never going to get the answer. And my goal is to do that and help as many as people I can online, and create a system and a structure that we can maybe one day say, okay, we have some system in place who
yeah,
shows significant results and data that people, if they follow, they can get results. And honestly, the rate of success is, like I tell this to all of my patients, is 98% of my patients are improving. And the other 2%, there are so many variables can impact that pain and recovery, which is sometimes we can't really control them. There's a lot of things we're talking about. Shavanshu, thanks again.
98%
Yeah.
is something I feel is a phenomenal number.
I know, and it's
Yeah,
not
it's a
that
phenomenal number.
you're that damn right, and I'm so
Yeah,
excited about that because
yeah,
I'm not trying to fake numbers. It's actually there, and you can see over 100 testimonial in my YouTube channel, and these are the people who are happy to do the video. And a lot of people, they don't want to do it. They don't want to share their personal life stuff, which is fair, and I give them that freedom to don't. And there's 100 videos that there are people talking about their injury. And this is only a limited number of people that they working with me and they happy to share their video. That's why that makes me really excited to share this result with people who watch these videos in YouTube, to give them some hope that there's always something to do. It might take time, but that's the value that you're regaining, because in very common picture that people see their MRI and they think, oh, this happened yesterday and that's why I have pain. MRI changes that you see on your MRI scans, it's a very graded, slow progression of symptoms
yeah,
and changes in your disc, in any type of changes that you see, which has happened over the last 10 years, like a decade of changes. And when you get an MRI, you see, oh, I have a bulge or herniation. It didn't happen last night or
yes, yes,
since you have pain.
absolutely.
It's that's why to progress, you need time to progress. It won't happen overnight, and that's just what's life, and your body need time to adapt. So I want to thank you again for your time, man. I'm very happy with your results. Keep up the good work. We may share some of your gym routine later on and have another interview with you. But thanks again for your time and all the best, man.
Yeah, yes, thank you so much. And yes,
Okay.
I think the journey that we have covered so far has been very fruitful. I think now, like when we started, we were just talking to each other, and now I feel I see you as a friend, right?
Same here,
Who
man.
helps me to recover,
Same
who
here.
helps me, manage my life, right? And we have been, connecting for a very long time now, and yeah, I think I can truly say somebody like you who has a mission and a vision towards building and helping out people with spine injury and building that healthcare with emphasis on care and personal care is
Absolutely.
something should be appreciated.
Thank you.
And I feel the way you are working with people and with me, what I have experienced as an individual, definitely in next 10 years, what you have planned for yourself will come
Definitely.
to fruition.
Thank you. I really mean it, and I definitely looking forward to share maybe one day with people something such as that. That's quite exciting and keeps
I'm
me drive.
100% confident you'll be able to do
Thank you so much. Thank you for your support, man. I really appreciate your time, and thanks again. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you have any question regarding to your injury, you can always leave me comments. If you need further assistance, we can organize an online consultation for you and go through your case of injury, and I will give you feedback. What would be the road of recovery for you? If you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please subscribe my channel for my weekly update. Like and share this video with your friend and family, and I will see you guys in the next week. All the best.